I'm Patrick Tsang, global citizen, investor. Join me as I talk with global influencers for their insight, wisdom, and how they overcame their own personal challenges. Sharing positivity, overcoming challenges, creating one world together. I'm Patrick Tsang. Anything is possible. Welcome to another episode of Anything is Possible. This is a fireside chat in Monaco. I have a special guest. He's a good friend, a business partner, Brock Pierce. Brock, welcome.
Patrick, thank you for having me. Good to see you. It's been a minute.
It's been
a COVID.
It's been how long is it? I saw you in Puerto Rico at your
March, right before the lockdown.
That was your daughter's birthday.
Yeah.
And then I escaped on the last day before Puerto Rico had the curfew at 9 p.m. I got the last flight out back to London.
Nick of time.
Exactly. So a lot has happened. Since then, I've interviewed you on Anything is Possible. You've been a busy man, both from a business side, and you tried to become the U.S. president. So there's been a lot of positives from that. Can you tell us your experience and what you learned from the whole experience?
Well, the presidential run, first of all, I guess why, right? Our government, or our system of governance that governs over us, is kind of important. And sadly, not enough of us are paying attention. The future is going to happen to us or with us. And so when I see something that I think that can be improved in a material way, it creates a moral obligation. And so I am deeply concerned about our collective future, and I choose to get involved. This last presidential run was an exploratory mission. You have to go into the belly of the beast to understand the mechanics of the system. Like, how do you run a national campaign? Especially if you are not running on one of the two major parties. It's not a trivial thing to create an entire political platform, and it's not without risk. To step into the ultimate ring of fire is to invite in every decision you've ever made in your life, to have it scrutinized under a magnifying glass. It can cost you your life, your liberty, your reputation, everything you have. And so I guess it's because I care that much.
Well, it's a humbling and privilege as a friend, and also as a bystander watching from far. But it's a big risk. But you need purpose, and purpose and success are things that are quite intertangled, I would say. So, what do you think is success? Where does it stem from, and how do you go about achieving it?
Well, it's changed over the course of my life, and let that be a reminder to everyone. We get to change things, what it is that's motivating us. And so I'm very blessed and grateful for it. And so I view life kind of like a game. And most people perhaps are playing this game where it's about point accumulation. Some might call that wealth accumulation, power, whatever it is. But I went into the options menu of the game of life, and I chose to play a different game. I measure my success in life not by what I have, but by what I give. I measure my success by impact. As I like to say, a billionaire to me is not someone with $1 billion, but someone who's positively impacting the lives of 1 billion people. There's 4.5 billion people on the planet that are on or underbanked. We're creating an open banking system to create ubiquitous financial inclusion for everyone. We're going to be able to give low value loans through a new emerging credit system to people that will raise 1 billion people out of poverty. If that's not a reason to get up every day. And remember, your passion and your purpose are very linked. If you are not getting up every day saying, thank God for waking me up, to be here another day, if you do not have that sort of enthusiasm, I encourage you to take a look at your life and ask yourself, are you living your purpose? Are you doing something that fulfills you in life? Because it can be that easy. This concept, if you can't have your cake and eat it too, I argue otherwise. You can have your cake with a cherry on top and eat it. And that is when you start living your purpose. And your purpose and your passion are linked.
Brock, that's beautiful. I think I encourage all young people, all people who try to be entrepreneurs, is to think differently and not to be motivated just by money, but to do things that will help people and impact people. So that's very humbling.
Yeah, if money is your purpose, you're normally not going to end up with it anyway. Money is the byproduct of doing good things. Do something that you feel passionate about, something that you enjoy, something that is going to make the lives of others better. And then money is the byproduct of doing good things. It's a side effect. Don't make money your purpose. You know, if you do good things, money comes.
It's a great advice. So that's why it's important that you need to be talented at what you're doing or what you're interested in. If you think about too much about the result, you never actually get there.
Yeah, it's about the journey, not the destination.
Sure. So give us an example of a situation where you were about to give up and you didn't, and you persevered and you succeeded.
Oh, well, there's so many of those in my life because I'm just tenacious. You know, I'm like a dog with a bone. once I'm on a mission, you know, it's like I probably go till I'm dead or something. You know, it's like, you know, I don't give up. Well, it's an important thing because as entrepreneurs, tenacity is one of the most important traits, and far too often we give up, and you can't see how close you are to like that promised land, to that turn, you know, that next milestone that is going to reinvigorate, recharge you, give you the energy you need to make it to that next thing. And so for me, I pretty much kind of always go to the end. I mean, in the presidential run, I never conceded. You know, I didn't quit, and there are many reasons to quit along the way. You know, through like Puerto Rico and the work that I'm doing there. I mean, there were many reasons to quit. You know, there were many reasons to say, this is too hard. But yet, there I am.
Sure.
And I mean, even this trip where we are right now in Monaco, I'm only here a day and a half. And let's say this is not a convenient trip. I have every reason in the world to back out, except for I'm a man of my word. My word is my bond. And I told Sir Anthony Ratoza I would be here, and so here I am. I guess that's the most recent one, you know. But it's in every detail in life, you know. And showing up is half the battle.
I understand that, you know, I've been following you on social media like a stalker, learning from you, from your campaign, and noticed that you've done a lot of new missions and exploratory work in El Salvador, for example. Tell us about the experience.
Well, for those that are not paying attention, the president of El Salvador announced that he was going to make Bitcoin legal tender or legal currency in El Salvador. Then they put forward a bill, Congress passed the bill, and so it's the first country in the world where Bitcoin is literally one of the two currencies. And so upon seeing that and his major announcement at the Bitcoin Miami conference, I believe in like this old Reagan concept, trust but verify. I'm like, wow, this is really exciting, but I have to go see it for myself. I got to feel it. I got to understand, is this government for real? Like, do they really care that much about the well-being of their people that they're willing to take extraordinary risk, like as a nation, to do something like this, and where, you know, organizations like the IMF or the World Bank may cut them off? It's no minor thing. So I had to go see it for myself, and I can tell you with first-hand experience, this is real. That is a leader who is willing to be bold, and remember, fortune and the future favors the bold. Absolute, like, entrepreneurial government. My mind was blown in terms of what they're doing around healthcare. 70% of the population doesn't have access to banking or financial services. Like, this is transformative stuff. Seeking direct forward investment to upgrade the entire energy grid to create abundant, low-cost green energy. Absolutely amazing. Entrepreneurial government, getting things done at like it's like the speed of lightning. It's the real deal. And I would predict that this is going to set off a chain reaction of other nations following suit, because for a lot of the developing world, it just isn't working. It just isn't working. And even for those of us from the developed world, what has served us in the past is not going to serve us in the future. The world is changing. and we can't stop change. The question is, how do we adapt to it? And do we adapt early enough to catch the wave so that we, as a nation or as individuals, can be the beneficiaries of change? And so I'm so impressed by the visionary leadership coming out of the president and the incredible team that he's assembled in El Salvador. And just for those that don't speak Spanish, do you know what El Salvador means in Spanish?
Please enlighten us.
The savior. So very fitting that they would kick this all off.
Sure. And what are your thoughts on, obviously there's a lot of poor countries developing countries where they don't have bank accounts for the population, but would that also have a domino effect on developed nations?
Absolutely. But the developing world has the most to gain. And so they're likely going to be the first to act because they don't have any of that legacy infrastructure, any establishment incumbents that are, desperately attempting to protect the status quo. It's not working for them. They need this. And so they're going to do it, whether it be Latin America, the Caribbean, Africa, Southeast Asia. They're there. But of course, the developing world's going to get there. We all stand to win. And it's all for one and all for all. The idea is for the old and the new to come together to create an all-win situation where we all evolve together. I don't want to see a revolution. I want to see an evolution of the world because we're all in this together. Every single one of us, every nation. One planet, one Earth.
We need more people like you. One of the key pillars of anything is possible is to create one world together. We try to encourage more diversity, inclusivity. There shouldn't be prejudice to anyone, regardless of what sex, race, culture. Unfortunately, in politics, usually there's always an agenda, and usually not for the right reason. So, I hope that in our lifetime you're successful, and I'll be there to support you.
Well, the future is going to happen to us or with us. So let's get involved and let's make that vision a reality. Teamwork makes this collective dream work.
Always. The last question, Brock, I want to ask you is for our younger viewers, our young entrepreneurs, business leaders. Please share with us your number one advice to these guys at this time.
Well, stay curious, right? You have infinite information at your fingertips. School doesn't end when you graduate or when you drop out. Life is a continual process of learning. Find your passion, go pursue it, learn it. Practice makes perfect, right? Just get up and do it and do something, live for something more than yourself. There's been a lot of information in this conversation, this wonderful conversation we've had. Just understand that, it's not about me, it's about we. We're in this together. Go find something that's going to make the world a better place, something that you're passionate about, and get up and do it. And at first you don't succeed, try, and try again. I guess there is no try, but will. Let's will it. Let's do it together.
Brock, that's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for your time. I know you're busy. Another 5 hours before you leave?
We got about 12. We're going to have some fun tonight.
Okay, good to see you. Thanks, Brock.
It's so good to see you.
You too.